Okay, welcome back everyone. So in the last lecture we saw in details how a transistor, basically a bipolar junction transistor, works for different values of the input voltage. Okay, we saw that initially if we raise the input voltage, the input current increased, and for that the output current also increased. Okay, so as you can see, the output current is increasing here, but after a certain point, when the output current reaches a certain value, the maximum value, after that point, if we increase the input, the output current doesn't increase. Okay, because if the output current increased, then the voltage across our resistance at the output would also increase, and this is not allowed because the maximum voltage across the resistance will be equal to the supply voltage that we had provided before. Okay, so what will this look like if I drew the graph of these characteristics? Okay, what I mean to say is, if I drew the transfer characteristics, I mean if I plotted the output current, okay, output current versus the input voltage, okay, what would that graph look like? Okay, so let me just draw my axis. Yeah, I'm lousy at drawing graphs, sorry for that. Okay, so this is my voltage axis, this is my input voltage, and this is my output current. Okay, I can write that as I out and this as V in. Okay, so initially, as we could see, that if I increase the input voltage, like going from 1 volt to 2 volt to 4 volt to 5 volt, okay, my input current increased. Okay, my input current increased, and as a result my output current, here IC is the output current definitely, all right, IC is the output current, and my output current also increased. Okay, so in the so as the input voltage increases, the output current increases. So I can draw this like this. Okay, this will be a straight line through the origin. Okay, but after the output current reaches a maximum value, okay, suppose this is the value, this is our value, the maximum value of the output current, I max. Okay, well, let's not call that I max for now. Okay, after the output current reaches a maximum value, in this case this value was 10 milliampere in the last lecture we saw, then after that point, if you increase the voltage even further, the input voltage even further, okay, we suppose we raised our input voltage to 6 volt and then 7 volt, the output current will not increase. Okay, as we saw, the output current will not increase. So after that point, after reaching that maximum value, the output current becomes constant. Okay, no matter how further you increase the voltage, the output current will not increase. So after this point, if I increase the output voltage, okay, this was my sorry, if I increase the input voltage, after this point, this was the input voltage for the maximum current. After this point, if I increase the input voltage even further, the output current will not rise. Okay, the output current will remain at the value that it reached. Okay, so this is the transfer characteristics, okay, of a bipolar junction transistor. Initially, as you raise the input voltage, the current at the output of the transistor increases. Okay, and after the input comes at a certain point, input comes at a certain point and the output reaches a certain maximum value, the output current reaches a certain maximum value, then the output current becomes constant. After that point, if you raise the input voltage, the output current doesn't increase. So so you can see that there are two distinct regions in this graph. All right, when the transistor was in this region, okay, when the transistor was in this region, the output current was being controlled by the input voltage, or the input current as you may say. Okay, the output current was being controlled by the input current or input voltage, and as the input voltage was increasing, the output current was also increasing. So in this range, okay, in this range, the output current, the transistor was acting like a controlled source. Okay, in this range it was acting like a controlled source. Okay, source. And after passing this point, okay, after passing this point, the control of the output current, the control on the output current from the input side was lost, because after this point, even if I raise the input voltage, the output current doesn't change. Okay, so as we saw earlier, that after you reach that point, the voltage of the transistor becomes constant at 0 volt. Okay, if you see here, the voltage of the transistor becomes constant at 0 volt. Okay, it does not go below 0 volt. So after you reach that point, the transistor acts like a short circuit, as we know that the short circuit element has a constant 0 volt across it. Okay, so after this point, the transistor acts like a short circuit. And after this point, the transistor acts like a short circuit, and before this point, the transistor acts like a control source, or more specifically a control current source. Okay, so since the amplification, can you guess in which region amplification is occurring? For amplification to occur, our relation between input and output has to be, output needs to be something times the input. Okay, some constant times the input. So this relation is maintained. I mean, this relation will be maintained as long as the input can control the output, right? So this relation is maintained in this region. Okay, so amplification is occurring in this portion. Okay, so this portion has a specific name to it. This portion is called the active region of operation of a bipolar junction transistor. Okay, this is the active region of operation. And as the current increases and increases, after reaching the maximum value, the current becomes stationary at that maximum value. Okay, so we say that the current of the transistor has saturated. Okay, so this region of operation, this is called the saturation region of operation of a bipolar junction transistor. Okay, this is called the saturation region. Okay, so in the active region, a BJT acts like a controlled current source. Okay, or in short, I can call it, it acts like a current source. And in the saturation region, the transistor acts like a short circuit. As we saw that after reaching the saturation point, the voltage of the transistor becomes constant at 0 volt. Okay, so after reaching the saturation point, the transistor becomes exactly equivalent to a short circuit. So you might say that this graph is not complete. Well, what happens if I apply a negative input voltage? Okay, so when we see the construction, you will see that a BJT is constructed in such a manner that when we make this device, a diode becomes fabricated in this region. Okay, I mean, well, this is due to the fabrication process of BJT. Okay, the way we make BJTs, it happens that a diode is constructed in this region. Okay, so if a diode is present in this region and if I apply a negative voltage here, then, well, will the diode turn on? Well, definitely not, right? The diode will not allow negative currents to pass. So if I apply a negative voltage in this region, the current IB will be 0, okay, because the diode will not allow negative currents to pass. If the IB current is 0, then IC will also be 0, all right? So for all negative VC, if the input is negative, then IB is 0, and if IB is 0, then IC is also 0, okay? So for the negative part of this graph, for all negative voltages, the graph will look like this, okay? The graph will look like this. The output current of the transistor will be permanently at 0. Okay, so when the output current is permanently at 0, we say that the transistor is turned off. Okay, so this region has also a specific name. This region is called the cutoff region. All right, this is called the cutoff. Okay, so in this graph we can see that there are 3 distinct modes of operation of a transistor. Okay, if the transistor operates in the active region, then amplification takes place. Okay, and if the transistor operates in the saturation region, then the transistor acts like a short circuit and no amplification takes place. And if you apply a negative input voltage to the input terminals, then the transistor turns off. Okay, no current can flow at the output terminal, so this is called the cutoff. So can you guess that if there is a device such that no current flows through that device? Okay, suppose I have a device whose current is permanently turned off. Okay, and the current is I equals 0. What type of device is this? Well, you have already studied this device in the IV characteristics portion of your course. This device is an open circuit. Okay, so I can draw this like this as an open circuit. Okay, so when a transistor is in the cutoff region, it acts like an open circuit. Okay,